Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Decoding Now, and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, for 3 long years, 6 women wrestlers, the pride of India, they fought against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. For 50 days, Olympians, national champions, camped at Jantar Mantar in 2023, demanding action against the powerful BJP MP and then the then WFI president. They battled the rain and shine. They were forcibly evicted from protesting and even detained by the police. But they refused to bow down to coercion and intimidation. They fought on. Finally, they forced the centre to remove this man, Brij Bhushan Sharan, from the Wrestling Federation. They forced the police to file an FIR for sexual harassment against him and fought a legal battle for 3 long years. But today, a Delhi court has acquitted Brij Bhushan of all charges. Honorably acquitted at that. The court said that charges have not been proved beyond reasonable doubt, that evidence was insufficient for a conviction, and that the benefit of doubt was extended to the accused, Brij Bhushan, a powerful MP, someone who's part of the ruling dispensation of the BJP. He gets a clean chit by the Delhi court today. Tonight on Decoding Now, we will remind you of the evidence and the testimonies which were listed in this case in the charge sheet. What 5 women wrestlers and also a 6th one, a minor wrestler, had alleged in spine-chilling accounts of alleged depravity by a man who was at the helm of affairs at the time. How they fought against him, what the allegations were against him. After all, this is what the court said was insufficient evidence. And why do the wrestlers today say that the system was compromised right from the start? Are they right about it or wrong? Is this justice or is this the defeat of justice? We let you, the viewer, decide who's won this bout. But first, let's tell you about the timeline. The timeline of what really happened from the allegations which rocked Indian wrestling to a courtroom verdict years later. The case against former Wrestling Federation of India chief Brij Bhushan Singh, which has been closely watched at every stage. It began in 2023 January, when prominent wrestlers staged a protest at Jantar Mantar. Some of these wrestlers were Olympians. Some of them were national champions and state champions. Brij Bhushan was accused by these women wrestlers of sexual harassment. Even male wrestlers had come out in protest against Brij Bhushan Singh and had said that action must be taken against him. By April 2023, the wrestlers approached the Supreme Court as well, saying that the government wasn't listening to them. The police were then forced to file an FIR after the Supreme Court's own intervention, saying if there are such serious charges, file an FIR. The FIR which was filed named Brij Bhushan and his aide Vinod Tomar. Both of them today got clean chits from the Rouse Avenue court in Delhi. Meanwhile, in May to June in 2023, there were protests which were held by the wrestlers, which only intensified because they felt there was no forward movement. By June 2023, there was a charge sheet which was finally filed by the Delhi police. But interestingly, by May next year, the trial court framed the charges against Brij Bhushan Singh. By May 2025, there was one of the cases which was a POCSO case, which was a case which was filed by the Minor Prevention of Crimes, Sexual Crimes Against Children. That POCSO case against Singh was closed. The case was withdrawn by the complainant's father. This happened a few months back. Then in August 2026, Brij Bhushan was declared not guilty by the court in Delhi. 2 cases that were there against him. One was POCSO, which was closed by the Delhi police for the want of evidence. And today, yet again, the second case against him, well, he's been honorably discharged by the court. But there were other crucial cases that ran parallel to the main investigation, the POCSO case that I was telling you about. Here's a closer look at how that case unfolded, why it was eventually closed, and what led to the court to accept the closure report of the Delhi police. It was in January 2023, as I was telling you, the minor wrestler was one amongst many of the others, the 5 others, who was one of the complainants. By April, the Delhi police in 2023 had registered a POCSO case. By May, you had the police record the witness statements. Then the police filed the POCSO closure report. This happened in June 2023. Claimed that there was no corroborative evidence against Brij Bhushan. In August 2023, the minor does not oppose the closure report by the Delhi police. Her father then came and said that the complaint was made in anger and don't oppose the closure. The Delhi police finally accepts the closure report, and that case too has ended. Now the case was built around multiple allegations. Here's a breakdown of some of the charges that Brij Bhushan had faced. And these are very serious charges, mind you, that today he has been acquitted of. Section 506 of the IPC, criminal intimidation. Section 354 of the IPC, which is outraging the modesty of a woman. Section 354A of the IPC, which is sexual harassment. Section 354D of the IPC, which is stalking as well. And today he's been honorably acquitted in this. Where's the honor? Well, you go figure. Meanwhile, the charge sheet laid the foundation of the prosecution's case. Let's take a look at what it said against Brij Bhushan. The first charge by the charge sheet had listed is that Brij Bhushan Singh had placed his hand on me and groped me in a restaurant, is what one of the ladies had said. This is one of the charges which was leveled against him by a complainant. There's another charge which was, and I'm going to read it, and it's not easy, but then let's tell you what the charge sheet says about the testimony. The other testimony I'm getting for you is that in the WFI office, Brij Bhushan touched me inappropriately without consent. There's another one which said he touched me on the pretext of checking my breathing. Another set of charges which he had faced, the second bunch that we are getting for you, that without seeking my permission, Brij Bhushan pulled up my t-shirt and he touched me. The complainant went on to say, I was called to his room and he tried making forceful physical contact with me. These, remember, are women who were representing India at national and international tournaments. They are hailed as the pride of India till date. Some of them are Olympians as well. The charge that another one has made, that he called me towards his bed and he tried to hug me forcibly without any permission. He tried to bribe me with supplements in charge for sexual favors. Another one, that during the team photograph, I suddenly felt his hand on me. When I tried moving away, I was forcibly held by my shoulder. These are all the charges that were leveled against him. There's another one which says that he pulled me towards him by my shoulder. I tried moving away. He said, "Zyada smart ban rahi hai. Aage koi competition nahi khelna hai tune." That you are trying to be very smart. Do you not want to compete anymore in your future? These are testimonies which are all locked in there in the charge sheet. You can go and read it yourself. Testimonies of these witnesses which have made very serious allegations against Brij Bhushan Sharan. He, of course, on his part has welcomed the verdict that he got a clean sheet, calling it a vindication of his stand. He's reacted to the court acquittal. This is what he had to say. He said that he's prepared to face the consequences if any of them were proved right. Today, it's a day of celebration for Brij Bhushan.
कोर्ट ने ये कहा, ऑनरेबल जज साहब ने, श्रीमती ब्रिज भूषण सिंह जी और विनोद तोमर, आप दोनों लोगों को बाइज्जत बरी किया जाता है। मेरा पहला वक्तव्य आया था तो हमने कहा था कि यदि कोई भी फैसला या कोई आरोप अगर साबित हो जाएगा तो मैं स्वतः फांसी पर लटक जाऊंगा। आज कोर्ट ने बाइज्जत बरी किया, मेरे लिए प्रसन्नता का विषय है।
ये 3 साल से 2.5-3 साल से जो संकट और ये कष्ट हम लोग झेल रहे थे जी, आज सच्चाई की जीत हुई है। और मैं आपके माध्यम से जो हमारे साथ खड़े रहे जी, नौजवान पहलवान, कैसरगंज की जनता, हमारे मंडल की जनता और पूरे देश के जो नेताजी के मानते हैं या उनके साथ खड़े रहे इस संघर्ष में, इस संकट में, मैं उन सबको धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूँ। आज सबकी जीत है। जो भी रहा, जो भी मीडिया ट्रायल हुए, इसका कष्ट किसने झेला? आज बाइज्जत बरी हुए, उनको जंतर मंतर पे बताया गया कि इनको फांसी देनी चाहिए, इनको जिंदा जलाना चाहिए। आज उसका जवाब कौन देगा?
Well, after the statement of vindication, wrestler Vinesh Fogart took to social media, expressed her disappointment in the court's verdict. She was one of those wrestlers who was at Jantar Mantar for almost 50 days in 2 different tranches of protests. Vinesh Fogart today says that it took immense courage for these girls to come out to register the FIR. I'm deeply saddened by the court's verdict that the girls were intimidated into withdrawing their complaints. That from day one, the government shielded Brij Bhushan. She also goes on to say, I hope remains that the fight will continue. Vinesh Fogart and the other wrestlers have said that they are going to continue their fight in the High Court. Now we are going to take you through some of the excerpts, the statements which were made by the complainants themselves as they describe the incidents and their experiences during the course of the case. The reason we are doing that is because today the court has said that there is insufficient evidence, which is why we are going to remind you what it is that the testimonies had said. The first instance of the allegation against Brij Bhushan was an incident from the year 2016, where one of the complainants has said, I'm going to read out this verbatim, it's not very easy to hear. It is something which is going to send a chill down your spine, but nonetheless, you must understand what the nature of allegations are against this man. This is the first allegation. And this is an eyewitness, or rather alleged victim's account. She says there was indecent behavior during the Olympic trials by Brij Bhushan towards her. That there was an incident of indecent sexual contact. That she was molested in the dining area. That Brij Bhushan had asked her to sit. Then he touched her private parts and stomach with bad intention. That there is an allegation which is backed by 2 co-wrestlers who witnessed the sexual contact. This is a statement which was recorded under 164, 161 of the CRPC in front of the magistrate. It's all there in the chart sheet. But we move on to the complainant's second statement. This is the next one. This is again in the chart sheet. Second incident is from the year 2017. It says in the WFI office, the victim was inappropriately touched, that she was touched on her palm, on her knee, her thigh and shoulders without any consent. This is another statement recorded under 164, 161 of the CRPC. Let's also show you the victim's third such statement against Brij Bhushan, which is an incident which has been recounted in the chart sheet from the year 2018. It said in January, he hugged me tightly and didn't let go of her for 15 to 20 seconds at the Shri Fort Stadium, where they were practicing. That in August, the victim was hugged tightly and she had to protect her chest area. All of this is under the magistrate's section 164 of the CRPC. Let's also show you the statement which was made by the second victim. This was regarding an incident which allegedly happened in March 2022. The allegation is that she was molested by Brij Bhushan in a group photograph when the victim was in the last row, that Brij Bhushan touched her from behind with bad intention. That she tried to move away, he pulled her back towards him. We also have access to a statement which has been made by another victim, a third victim. This was about a 2018 incident. She says in this complaint, which is still part of the charge sheet, said, I was molested by Brij Bhushan in a warm-up area during stretching. That he called me to a corner to check my breathing, asked me to lie down. That he put his hand on my chest. That he lifted her t-shirt and touched her stomach. In fact, she goes on to say, I said I was fine, but he continued to touch me inappropriately. These are just some of the statements which are already there in the charge sheet. But the court today has said that it's insufficient. It's not enough to get a conviction. Let me go across to our panelists. Joining us today on the show, we have Abha Singh, a lawyer and an activist. Ashwini Kumar Dubey is also joining us, a Supreme Court advocate. Abha Singh, I'm going to come to you first. I've read out just some of the excerpts which are part of the charge sheet, part of the investigation. What does it take to get a conviction under a POCSO case and other than that, a sexual harassment case in India and under our laws, if this is not enough?
Absolutely. I was just hearing you and I was thinking, why has he been given a clean sheet after all these facts are there in the charge sheet? They have been recorded under 164 before the magistrate. I think it's a watertight charge sheet. And what the judge did not understand, and I was remembered that recently there was a case where a magistrate court said opening a salwar is not attempt to rape. There was another case in Nagpur courts where they said that touching a female's breast through the kurta, through the shirt, is not inappropriate, is not molestation. And after that only recently Supreme Court has said that these courts should be sensitive, these magistrates need to be trained. So I think definitely this magistrate also needs to go and be trained and see what is molestation, what is inappropriate touching. After all these evidences, if Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh has been given clean sheet and is acquitted, it's a failure of justice, it's a travesty of justice, because not one, 6 wrestlers came forward and they gave their FIRs. And even in the POCSO case where the victim was a minor, Delhi police filed a closure report. I am shocked that why nobody went forward and challenged that closure. That should also have been done, because police, and we are forgetting that it took days for the Delhi police, it took days only after the Supreme Court intervened that the FIR was filed. So of course there has been a pressure on all the agencies, and that can be seen today, because after all this, I mean, how can you say that this is not molestation, touching the stomach, breathing down somebody's neck, lifting the t-shirt? This is all sexually colored activities. In fact, if this is not harassment and sexual harassment and molestation, then what is? I think we need to know that today.
Absolutely. If this isn't harassment, then what is? And remember, these are Olympians. These are the pride of India, people that we hailed as India's heroes. This is what they were forced to allegedly endure. Have the courts done justice to the heroes of India is the question. Ashwini Kumar Dubey, one of the things that Vinesh Phogat today says, that it took us immense courage to actually come out and file that FIR, deeply saddened that the girls were intimidated into withdrawing the complaints against this powerful man. From day one, the entire government had shielded Brij Bhushan. How do you react to that?
See, the criminal jurisprudence of our country is so robust and fair that if anyone is aggrieved by any order of any lower court, has a right under the criminal law to appeal it to the appellate court. So far as the judgment which has been passed, and as a student of law, if I am not agreeing to it, I have a right to go in appeal. As of now, Delhi court, after examining 32 witnesses, including the complainants and officials from the WFI and the Sports Authority of India, have found that there is no corroboration with respect to the allegations made. Again, I'm saying we live in a country where our country's law, our criminal jurisprudence, our legal jurisprudence gives us a right to approach to the appellate court. So the wrestlers or the complainant at this point of time and at a point when the POCSO case was closed, even at that point of time, had a right to appeal it to the appellate court or file a revision. Now, let us come to the verdict in 3-4 points. What are the key points? One is the unexplained delay. This court has found that the unclarified delays between the timing of the alleged incident and the formal registration of complaint. To the material inconsistencies, the testimonies and versions provided by the complainants contained evident contradictions and inconsistencies on major issues. 3 is the post-incident conduct. The court also noted that the post-incident conduct of the complainants did not align with or support gravity of the accusations.
What about the post-incident conduct of the accused, Ashwini Kumar Dubey?
Give me 30 seconds. Please.
What about the accused and the way he conducted himself with arrogance? Many have pointed out.
I am hearing your version since 6:30. Allow me to give 30 seconds and explain it. Then whatever it is, of course, your show.
But I'm not on trial here, but go ahead.
Now you did trial. You outrightly made allegations against the court.
What are the allegations made against the court?
Trial, madam. You completely did the trial.
What is the trial? Abha Singh, you ask questions today and that becomes a trial. But why shouldn't we ask questions? Do you buy what Ashwini Kumar Dubey is saying, that this is due procedure? If the victims say that nothing happened after closure report, then it's all over. Khatam ho gaya case.
And Hina Gambhir, you were very right. You've read out the charge sheet, you've read out the FIR, you've read out the sections. So you cannot say that you are doing a trial of the court. This is freedom of speech and expression and we have a right. And when my learned friend says that the court questioned the delay, I want to tell him a criminal offense is an offense. And if there is a delay in filing a charge sheet, in filing an FIR, if you can explain the delay. So many times girls go through sexual harassment, they keep quiet because of the stigma. And this courts have also agreed. So just because there was a delay and then you give a clean sheet is absolutely uncalled for. And I think the state, the government must go in appeal against this order. We will be failing our girls if we don't go in appeal. And I'm sure that the prosecution would be working the midnight oil to go in appeal.
What went wrong, Abha Singh, in this case? Why wasn't there a conviction? If there were a waterproof, watertight charge sheet that you called it.
Hina, if you see NCRB figures say that in rape cases, the conviction rate even now is just 28%. So that shows that almost 70% rapists go scot-free. Now when you come to molestation, like when rape cases conviction is so poor, then one cannot say much about molestation cases. Usually it is seen in trials, witnesses go hostile, they are scared. You see this minor, the POCSO victim, her father came and said, no, I was forced to file a complaint. Did we investigate? Did we inquire? Did we give that minor's father or that minor girl? Was a statement taken under 164? Right. Because that nobody talks of. So was this
Ashwini Kumar Dubey, I hope you have your answer. Abha Singh has clarified all your doubts.
No, not doubts. I don't need any clarification from either you or my respected senior Abha Singh ji. I have my own thoughts and the understanding of the law. What I say that 1500 pages charge sheet filed in June 2023 and one of the charge sheet was the closure report. If anyone was aggrieved, even the court says in a case of POCSO, any other individual not related to the case have a right to challenge, to complain of.
Question is, why did the minor complainant say, or rather father say, no, we are happy with this closure report, we will not contest it. Why did they not contest it? The second question is, the fight isn't over yet. Let's not forget, they've made it very clear. The women wrestlers have made it very clear they're going to challenge the Rouse Avenue court order acquitting Brij Bhushan in the higher court as well. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out, because this bout may have been won, but the match is far from over. Thank you so much, Abha Singh as well as Ashwini Kumar Dubey, for joining us here on Decoding Now. With that, we take a short break.